Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I say big good afternoon to everyone across the world that at one time or the other you will need to watch this video. This is also another exciting and interesting clip that I'm about to reveal to you. It's another semester already, and the courses we taught last semester will be a bit different from this semester. And this semester there is also a very interesting course to look at, and it's called Venture Capital Management. And as our custom is, before we go into any of those courses, we have to outline all the course structure or course description, whatsoever you call it, in your own institution. But today I'm privileged to take a course called Venture Capital Management in my own university. Is a 400 level last semester course, and I will be dissecting some of the major topics in venture capital management throughout the course of this semester. And before we go into what is venture capital or what is venture capital management or who are venture capitalists, I would like to quickly run through the course description or course outline, depending on what we will do throughout this video or throughout this series of the venture management series. Don't forget that we have done statistics series, we have done introduction or statistic application, we did a lot of series. At a point too, we started research. At another point, we started new venture creation. But this is slightly different from everything we have been doing in the past. This is venture capital management. So come along with me as I show you the course description of venture capital management. If you are new here, please don't forget to press that red button, the subscribe button, and follow me to have, so that you know. Also turn on your notification button so that you know when new videos are being uploaded. Thank you so much for people who have already subscribed and people who are always reaching out to me to say, I've not seen your video, I've not seen your link, I've not seen this and that, have you stopped uploading? I upload every week, and most times we also do live videos now, live sections rather, and that is why you have not been seeing the link. I just feel that everybody will see it and like that. Please don't forget to once you have subscribed, turn on your notification button so that you know when I upload a new video. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you, and you and you and you. Thank you for the support. I am super grateful. So quickly, I'm going to run through the course description of the venture management series and what we'll be looking at in all the series. There are some of the topics that we'll not be able to treat in a single video, that we'll have to cut or do another video for it. So like I said, the course title in my university is called Venture Capital Management, and the course code is a 400 level 4 or something. It's a 400 level course in a second semester, last semester 400 level course. Then usually it's 2 units, it remains compulsory, and it stands as electives for some other students. The mode of lectures will be through PowerPoint lectures, YouTube videos, cases, and discussion, live videos where we'll discuss some of these venture capital organization or firms, organizations that have been successfully funded by venture capitalists and they are doing well, and some of these organizations that were funded but they failed, reasons why they failed, and those are the things we'll be discussing throughout the course of the semester. We would come once every week to upload a video on this course, by God's grace, God giving us the strength and the willpower to do that once every week. Like I said, it's compulsory and stands as elective for some other student. My name is Bisaya Otokiti. Everybody knows that already. You know my office address, you know my phone number, my email address in case you need to reach me. I will also put it in the description box below for anybody that wants to reach me, maybe questions, maybe business, maybe you want to discuss 1 or 2 things with me. I'll put it in the description box below so that you can have access to the email in particular. Then for just a quick description of what this course is, like we said, venture capital management, they are organizations that makes available startup funds for companies or organizations that have high growth rate or high potential growth rate, or high potential to grow. And there are a lot of things involved in this in even being funded by venture capitalists, or you being a venture capital yourself. Then what is the aim of the course? One is to provide students with the knowledge of the key aspects involved in venture capital management. Also, two, to provide students with an understanding on how new venture could be funded and sources through which such funds could come from. Then thirdly, to provide students with an understanding on how to develop and translate entrepreneurial ideas into achievable opportunities with solid financial backing. Then lastly, to examine the nature of business planning and promote an understanding of business planning process. You would also agree with me that we have talked about business plan and business plan over and over and over again. Business plan is also an integral part of the venture capital management, because without a proper business plan, you cannot even approach the investors, you cannot approach venture capitalists, you cannot get access to them. It is from your business plan that gives them a detailed analysis of what you want to fund or the business you want to bring to the limelight. What are the courses, what are the topics we'll be looking at in the course of the semester? Basically, we look at 10 solid topics, and the first one would examine the concepts of venture capital management. And understanding the concept means, what is venture capital management, who are venture capitalists, is there any difference between a venture capitalist and angel investors or private equity or hedge funds. We want to see the similarities or the differences between each of these means of financing businesses. Then we would also take a quick history into how venture capitalists or venture capital started, who are angels, financiers, like I said, private equity and edge. Would look at their histories of venture capitalists, of angel investors, where they started from. The history I got was, it started from America after one of the wars, I think the Second World War. Then would also look at different models of venture capitalists, private equity and hedge fund. Then we also want to look at the relationship or the similarities or the differences between these types of financing. Then in the second week, we'll look at the classification and the different characteristics of the venture management. We'll look at classification and their characteristics of the venture management series. Then in the third week, we'll also look at characteristics of entrepreneurial ventures. Characteristics of entrepreneurial ventures, that is, their funding at different stages of development. What type of funding are available to each of these organizations at their different stage of development? Don't forget, last semester we talked about the business life cycle, when we talked about the starting point, we talked about the growth, we talked about maturity, we talked about decline. It also occurs or appears to businesses at every stage. There is a particular type of funding that your business or your organization can have access to. So we want to know this type of finance and at what is the characteristics of their different stages that will be available to fund that startup business or organization. Then we also look at method of venture capital financing. There are different methods. We have equity, we have debentures, we have conditional and unconditional. There are different types. So in the fourth week, we'll be looking at methods of venture capital financing. Then in the fifth week, we look at the structure of financial contract. And when we talk about the structure of financial contract, it means what are the steps and processes of this contract of venture capitalist between the startup and the venture capitalist organization of firms and like that. We look at syndication, staging, and different things that constitute the structure of financial contract. Then in the 6th week, we look at private equity. Don't forget, in the first week I talked about venture capital. We talked about private equity, angels, investors, then hedge funds, and like that. Now we want to look at private equity as a whole, because everybody now knows, it's no longer news, that private equity is the elder brother to venture capital. Angel investors, venture capital, then private equity. So in the 6th week, we want to look at what private equity is, what is the logic behind private equity, do we have types, what are the models of private equity, and like that. And in the 7th week, for every venture capitalist, at the point of entry into a business or a startup business, there is always an exit strategy. What do we mean by exit strategy? It means that at every point a venture capitalist is funding a startup, they have it at the back of their mind that at one point or the other we would leave this business so that we can fund other business. Venture capitalists are strictly in startup business to make money. They want to make money, they want to gather experience, and they are even bringing their own experience into your business, but in that process they also know more things. But for every venture capitalist, before investing into any kind of business, there is an exit strategy, and we'll be looking at the various types of exit strategy. We'll be looking at initial public offer, we'll be looking at mergers and acquisition, management buyout, and all other types of exits that exist within the venture capitalist context. Then in the 8th week, we'll look at valuing your company. Don't forget that whether venture capitalists stay or they are exiting, you need to know the value or the worth of that company. What is the worth? And if you are conversant with the news, I know at a point Flutterwave declared we are so and so dollar, we are so and so thousands of dollars, and I think at intervals they tell us the worth of their maybe shares or their the worth of the company or the investment in the company. So we'll be looking at valuing your company. Then in the ninth week, we'll look at negotiation and structure of your investment, the intention, security type, liquidation, preference, shareholders agreement, share purchase agreement, and all those other stuff. Then in the 10th week, we would just revise everything that we have learned in the course of the semester. I wish you a wonderful and fantastic and fabulous semester ahead. God bless everyone. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoy, and drop in your comments in the comment section. God bless you. Bye.